guys. So today I want to talk about something that the consequences about being disrespecting our flag. I understand that that is part of our freedom of speech, where you can burn a flag, you can choose to not, uh, pledge allegiance to the flag. You can choose to do that. There is no law where it suggests that you should stand for the national anthem, and if they ever pass a law, I would totally be against it. That doesn't mean that I agree with what people do. I don't agree when people disrespect our flag. I think that is very disrespectful, and I think that there's better ways to bring awareness to the government than just disrespecting our flag. But one of the things that I feel is that when we disrespect our flag, it comes with a risk. It comes with risk about disrespecting our culture and the American culture. And eventually, it comes to a risk where we can change our constitution. There is, in my opinion, a risk whenever we feel like, oh, it's not good enough to kind of like, I don't know, like we feel that, our culture and the American culture needs a lot of changes. But we need to understand that government is influenced by culture. Fundamental ideas come based on things that are influenced by culture. We kind of tend to forget that that's different. And I feel like that is not just happening in the US, but it's kind of happening in places in Europe. You're inviting so many people that have love towards other cultures than the cultures that they immigrated to. When you can take it as far as in Europe is that I feel like now in Europe, for example, in France, anybody can be a French. You move to, and I understand that because, I'm an American, but I can't really say that my heritage comes from America, from the founding fathers. It would be nice, it would be a privilege, but it doesn't. It comes from Mexico. And those are my roots. That's what I am, and I have to be proud of that. But it seems that in some places in France, when you say that, I guess somebody asked them, I've seen it, and somebody said, or what are you? I'm French. And the person was obviously Afro-Black. So I guess he was trying to say, no, what are you? And he took it to offense. Now I understand, like maybe he feels proud to be a French, and it's true, but you have to understand that we're our heritage. There's nothing wrong about being proud of your heritage. And maybe yes, you go into a country and now you feel more proud to be French, and that's perfectly fine. Just like I feel to be more proud to be an American than Mexican. But I think we need to be careful with this. Cultures are not the same. And when you invite too many people from a different type of culture or from the same culture, there comes with a risk that these people would change when they grow up and the numbers become to increase, that the constitutions and the laws could be changed. And I guess people don't believe that, but if you actually look at the patterns in history, the borders constantly change, and the borders constantly change because of the people that are moving around. And that is just part of world history. It's inevitable. That's going to happen later on. Governments are going to change. That's just how it is. That's just how the world is. But the thing is that we need to be precautious on where we're heading. Is the new government going to be a better government, or is it going to be a much worse government? And that is something that sometimes we need to ask ourselves. And that comes with the risk of not being patriot enough. Because I do believe that heritage patriotism, the flag, your culture, that is something that we need to preserve. And I guess in this day and age, it's not important. I guess for this times of this, it's just the land. And I think a country is more than just a land. A country is defined not just by a land, but by its culture and by its heritage and by its flag. And that's the reason why I feel that we need to be very careful when we kind of take our flag for granted. It's just more than just a symbol. We need to preserve it. We need to respect it.